Welcome to Crunch Time. Today is May 3rd, 2026, and the Detroit Pistons just beat the Orlando Magic Game 7 of the first round, 116-94, winning the series 4-3. Detroit completes the 3-1 comeback just like their 2003 counterparts in the same exact game order. The Pistons get their first playoff series win since 2008, a very long time ago, and they'll move on to the second round. There's a lot to like tonight. Cade Cunningham, third game in a row with 30 plus points, the first time ever for Detroit Pistons in playoff history. He finishes with 32 points, 12 assists, and makes four threes. I mean, he's been unstoppable. Franz goes out with the injury, and it seems like no one else can guard Cade because just don't have the size. Whenever a guy like Bane got switched on to Cade, and a guy like Suggs, Anthony Black, they just weren't big enough either physically, height wise, weight wise, whatever it was. Cade could bully them down on that mid range, or they just foul him. He was getting a lot more foul calls the past three games, and that's why he was able to score at such a higher rate than he was. I mean, he still had 25 points in the game before, um, but he's been elite scoring wise. And his 3 point shot has really come alive here. I mean, I think he shot about 4 for 6. And he was really struggling with that early on into the series and even later in the regular season after coming back from injury. But he's really put it together. He's really not forcing it up too much. He's not taking shots that he shouldn't. He's getting to the groove. He's getting the 3 point shots that he wants. And he's knocking them down, which opens up the floor, not just for him, but for everyone else. If he can get that 3 point shot at a consistent rate for the rest of the playoff run. And it's Cade. I mean, he's a superstar. Um, he struggled a little bit from turnovers. When they were down, he works on that a lot more. I think he still has four today, which isn't great, but it's a lot less than he was. He was getting nine. He was getting eight, 6 plus, like a lot of turnovers for anybody. But four is a good amount for such a high usage player like he is. And he really carried the Pistons to the victory for the series. And I mean, hey, just gotta see what he can do next round because if he can keep this going, it's going to be hard to stop the Pistons. Jalen Duren easily has his best game. He has basically the first game that he looked like his regular season self. Has 15 points, has 15 boards. A lot of them coming off the offensive glass. He was really just aggressive on boxing out, fighting for it. Something that he's really struggled at. It wasn't. Yeah, the Orlando Magic game plan was to take Jalen Duren out for a lot of it, and it worked a lot. But because of that, Jalen Duren got frustrated, kind of hitting his aggression on rebounding, on defense. He just wasn't the player aggressively like he was in the regular season. And he finally says, whatever, so what if my offensive game isn't going to be all that? He's going to do the rest. And he was doing the rest today, and that led to more scoring opportunities because he was aggressive on the boards, because he was aggressive on defense, getting more breaks. And that's why he scores the most points he has this playoffs. He rebounds the best he has this playoffs. He just finally put everything together for a good game, something that the Pistons desperately needed. Tobias Harris, I mean, I don't think anybody expected him to be as dominant as he was today. I mean, he's had good games. He had 20 plus point games multiple times this series. But he has 30 points. He has 9 rebounds. He has 3 steals. He goes 5 for 7 from three. Tobias Harris has struggled from three a lot of the season, shooting a little bit over like that 33, 34% mark, and the shot was shooting 17%, I believe, in the first 4 or 5 games in the series, I believe, for first four. But hey, he finally puts it together. I mean, he was aggressive. He was mad, using that rage he has against Paolo. I've never seen Tobias be so angry at someone like he is Paolo. Every time they play the Magic, he always has something to say, always talking trash. Whatever Paolo did to Tobias in the past life, it's come back to him because Tobias was elite tonight, making just about everything. And when Paolo wasn't on, he was getting down in the post, getting that fade. Anthony Black, his go-to spin, and when he gets that spin going against a small defender, he's basically going in every single time. But I really think he was making corner threes. He hit two, at least two, if not more, corner threes tonight. I think he probably only made about one the rest of the series. He's really struggled from the corner three this entire season, the playoff run so far. But finally was able to get something to go on tonight, even though they're wide open. They're wide open before. I mean, Tobias Harris, he's he is the second best scorer overall wise on the Pistons right now. With Jalen Duren struggling, and he's averaged the second most points to Cade. this playoff so far, and it's obvious why. And Tobias isn't going to have this game every game, but it's just nice to see that he can do that in the playoffs. He can do that in Game 7. He can do that against Paolo. He can do that against a very good Orlando defense. Um, and just bring the energy. And it was on both ends. I mean, 3 steals ain't nothing to blink at. It's a very nice defensive night for him. He was active on both ends. And the second quarter, I think he had about 17, which was over half his points. But I mean, he was on fire tonight, and a big reason the Pistons won by over 20. Danish Jenkins also his best game so far in the playoffs is his really best game in a very long time with when playing with Cade. He has 16 points, he has 5 assists, he has 4 or 5 from three, and one of those threes being at the end of the third was a buzzer beater to put the Pistons up 19 going into the fourth quarter. Otherwise, it would have been up 16. Just very active, very aggressive. I mean, he's always been aggressive, but he's been taking a lot of poor shots. He's been making a lot of poor decisions. He took back on that. Was really only shooting when he was open. Was really and was making them. Um, there was a couple of games, at least in Game 4, where he missed a lot of open shots, which just he just wasn't in the rhythm. But he finally was able to get that done tonight. Finally able to make some shots. Finally able to be a part of the Pistons. He's been kind of subbed out a lot for Karis LeVert this series, just for defensive purposes. But if Danis can hit his shot, can be active and not a negative on the turnover end, he's going to get the minutes. He's going to get played over Karis. Karis didn't play at all tonight, basically, if not at all. And because Danis had to play because Danis was hot and Danis was finally playing good like he was showing during the regular season. Sarr is a nice, not a super crazy night, just a nice all around night. He has 8 points. He has 4 rebounds. He has 4 assists. He has 2 steals. He has 2 blocks. He does a bit of everything. If he had a turnover, it was probably only one, maybe two. Um, he wasn't fouling a lot. I think he only missed twice from the field, if not just once. Just a very nice night from all around. Which is what you want to see from a star because he's so great defensively. As long as he just put in a little bit of work here and there on the offensive end, on just all around stat wise, to please the stat watchers, it's going to make him even more liked. Even though real fans love him. Duncan Robinson, yeah, he has 10 points, he has 6 rebounds, he has 3 steals. Was pretty decent from the defensive end. Something he struggled with because he's been getting forced on and being hunted mismatched. His defense is a lot better, his rebounding better. 3 steals again, pretty nice. But he does shoot 2 for 10 from three, and a lot of them are open. I think he hit maybe his first one, then he missed the rest until I think his last one. Yeah, it was his last one. He was 1 for 9 at one point. Then he makes the last one, goes 2 for 10. Yeah, he has to be better than that, but luckily tonight the other guys stepped up from 3 point line, like Tobias, like Danis. So it didn't hurt the Pistons as much from the 3 point shooting wise. And but overall, he has to be better on that end to be useful because he is struggling defensively when he gets matched up 1-on-1. Bad, I can honestly say nothing. Nothing was truly bad tonight. Um, Turnovers were fine. I think it was 13. Free throws were fine. They struggled out at the beginning. Field goals was fine. 3 pointers were fine. Again, all things they struggled in the first quarter, and they really worked on it and kind of shot. After the first quarter, the Pistons dominated this game. They were down after the first quarter, down 22-20. Um, and after that first quarter, the Pistons locked in and closed out the game. Basically from then, it's 3 quarter dominance. Hey, so you don't get the first, you get the rest. You get the win. You win by 22 points in Game 7. Um, it's just a great game, great game for Detroit fans, Pistons fans, and just a great game overall. For those who don't want to see an 8 seed in the second round. Next game is Tuesday. Will be in Detroit because of the first seed, so they'll have the home advantage into the entire east side of the playoffs. There's only 2 teams in the whole playoffs that could have home court advantage, and they'll verse either Cavs or Raptors. That's the second Game 7 of the night which will probably start being played by the time this is uploaded. Cavs, obviously, you've seen them a lot during the regular season. They're a divisional team. Have had some blowout wins against them. Have had some blowout losses against them. They're a very weird team. They're very streaky for some players. Very big, but like they have size, but they don't use the size per se. Raptors is a team that I believe he split the in-season series with. Um, and that's like the one we won. I believe he blew them out. They're a very weird team. Again, they're big men. They have really one big man in Jakob Poeltl, and then Sandro is playing the backup center, or Colin Murray Boyles is playing backup center for them. And neither one are really that size of a center. So it's just very odd matchup wise for there. But I think if the Pistons versus the Cavs, it should be a close series. If the Pistons versus the Raptors, it should be a more favorable for the Pistons. But again, we don't know who. I don't know who will win by the time of making this. But hopefully, I will be rooting for the Raptors just for matchup wise. But hopefully they will. And hopefully Pistons will be able to get that first game win at home, no matter who they verse against. Thank you.